All right. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Telehealth Tuesday. This is your go to podcast for insights on modern healthcare and wellness solutions. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Bookhardt, and today we have a very special episode lined up just for you. I want to let you know that Telehealth Tuesday can be viewed on multiple platforms, including YouTube, Dr. B TV, that's the word doctor spelled out DOCTOR, the letter B is in boy, TV. So make sure to click like, share, tag, follow, all that good stuff. Most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube page and also our Instagram pages and our Facebook pages alike. Now, before we get started, I have got to tell you all about this young lady backstage. If you don't know who she is, you've been hiding under a rock. Wait, let's go live on Instagram. I almost forgot to do that. I'm sorry. We are live, so sometimes this happens. So let's make sure we say hello to our audience and our fans and friends on Instagram. So, all right, there we go. I see it there. So, before I get started, I want to tell you all about STEPHANIE Luckett's Stephanie Music, aka I don't know some of her nicknames. I know she got some Jackson nicknames over here and something else that people that really, really, really know her affectionately. But look, I'm proud to call her my friend, somebody that I look up to. I'm such a fan. Matter of fact, she didn't know it, but she was going to be singing for you. But she said that, but I'm going to let her off easy because she did just do the Jackson Music Awards. But if she does feel better and you want to drink a little hot tea and a little, honey and lemon, feel free to bless us tonight. But Stephanie Luckett is an incomparable recording artist, singer, songwriter. She's got a hit song out right now. That was what I was hoping that she'd do a little acapella version of. Is it she ain't me? Let me unmute your. Let's get your mic. I don't want to mess up the title, but all I know is when I hear it at Social 21 and other places around here and on the radio and Apple Music, but when I hear it live, she literally says that wench ain't me. That's that's part of it. So listen, she has been everywhere, all around the world, internationally known, worked with some of the biggest stars in music. She is a wonderful person, amazing person, and just a humble soul. She's always the same every time I see her. Ladies and gentlemen, without much more further ado, welcome the incomparable, the amazing Stephanie Luckett.
Hey, everybody. Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, how you feeling?
Good. I feel good. I feel amazing, especially after last night. So I really feel good.
Awesome, awesome. I make sure you guys can hear. Might be just a little bit of a echo or something, Stephanie. I don't know, but
Mhm.
that's a little bit of
I,
an echo. You can hear?
I do hear a little bit of an echo, just a little bit.
Wonder.
But
Okay,
it's almost like a slight delay, really.
like
It's
a
not
delay.
even, yeah, it's just a slight delay. But it's
Okay.
nothing that we can't get through.
All right. Well, cool. That sounds great. You heard it from the consummate professional. Stephanie, before we get started, would you please tell all of our listeners, all of our viewers, not only who you are, but where you're from originally, how you got into music, where you've gone to school, and feel free to drop some names, who you've performed with.
Well, I am Stephanie Luckett. I am originally a military brat. So it's not really a place where Um, I was born, let me say that, in Grenada, Mississippi. But where I get most of my music influence from growing up was Hawaii. I was raised in Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii. Um, that's where I really kind of started singing background for major artists like Mariah Carey, Faith Evans, P. Diddy, and Mace, and a couple different others. I was like 14 at the time, 14, 15, maybe 15. And then it kind of ventured out into, well, I graduated from high school, of course, went to college, vocal major at Hines Community College under Dr. Cooper in Mississippi. And then got married, had children, and literally went from there to Basically, music and working in music. I'm currently at Jackson State University, over there, post office, the university's post office. But music is always and will forever be in my heart, and it's something that I have been doing for a long time. I've sang background for artists like Calvin Richardson and Yolanda Adams and
Wow.
Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child. Um, Sung for a long time with Calvin and currently singing background for the Mr. Lenny Williams, Mr. Cuz I Love You himself.
Okay.
But I am definitely out here doing my own thing. I kind of been doing that for a while now, about 5 years. And the thing was when I said that I was going to do music, if I was going to do the lead thing, I was going to do my own music. I didn't want to be what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't want to be a cover artist. I didn't want to just want to perform. I wanted to actually do my own music. So that was my promise that I made to myself was that if I was going to do this lead thing, I was going to do my own music. And I have put out an album and several different singles, getting ready to release a Southern Soul album coming here soon. So we've been practicing on music like well not practicing. We've been doing music like crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, that is amazing. Honestly, and I'm sure that the audience heard every single thing you said, but I think that they probably even got lost on some of those names you dropped. Now, now even
And
I
that's
did.
something that I promise you guys, that's something that I normally don't do.
Yeah,
I have an extensive profile of artists that I've sung background for and even opened up for. And I probably need to start putting it out there a little bit more. It's just, you know, for me, it's not just a job. It is definitely my my love. So, um, me dropping names is just like, okay, and it's funny because
yeah,
with most artists, even when they see, with most artists and most people who've been in music for a long time, even when they see an artist, most of the time they're like, okay, because they've been around so many different artists. So me name dropping is just like, yeah, I'm
yeah,
not boring. It's not that big of a deal.
yeah. Right. Absolutely. Well, and then there was even some of that that you just let us know in your bio that I didn't even know. You said so when you were 14, 15, was that when you were singing with some of these artists? Is that what you said?
So in Hawaii, what happened was I don't know if you guys remember, but Mariah Carey in 1995, telling my age, it's okay. Um, in '95, she did something called a butterfly tour on
Yes,
MTV.
I remember that.
And she went from state to state to state to state, singing at some of their big arenas in their states, doing basically a a video, and not a music video, but just video of her tour per se. And it's almost like what before Beyonce did it, Mariah Carey did it, and she
That's
did it
right.
with the Butterfly Tour.
That's right.
She had came to Hawaii and she needed a choir to be on stage in one of the biggest arenas, which was at the time Waikiki. I'm sorry about that, y'all. For some reason, every single time it never fails.
Well, if you get
Ugh,
a call or something like that.
can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah, we got you. Yeah,
What happened? Can y'all hear me?
oh yeah, we can. You can.
My
Yeah,
something happened. I got disconnected.
yeah. Well, we can. Okay, now it got disconnected here. We can hear you still. Okay, try if you want to.
I don't know what happened.
You want to click. If you click on the link, like say if you let me see. Let me try to.
Hello?
I'm gonna try to click the link again. I'm gonna kick you out and then come back in. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Just 1 second, good people. You know this is live. It is live TV, so that's what happened. That's what happens sometimes. Let's see. We'll get right back. Let's see here. Okay. So while we're waiting on Stephanie Luckett, so look, she's going to be back. And look, while she's not on here, I'm going to try my best, even if I have to guilt trip her, to see if she will give us. She's got to give us a little something, right? So look, and I want you all to know that the reason why we chose a recording artist, because we all know that music is medicine. Music is power. Music is truly medicine. So make sure you stand by, because we're gonna get her to do it. She doesn't know it yet, but we're gonna get her to do it. So she'll be right back with us. I want to take any questions that you may have. I see that we still got several people here on with us. You guys just hang on. She'll be right back. And there she
Can
is.
y'all hear me now?
We can hear you.
I can't hear y'all.
You can't hear her?
Mm-mm.
I think it may be, let's see. It might be the speaker. You can't hear testing? Can't hear? It might be the speakers on your phone, like the way it's set up. Do you have there's like a small
I'm gonna log
cogwheel.
out and then log back in. Maybe that'll
Oh,
do it
you
again.
want to do it
Yeah,
again?
I'll try it
Okay,
again.
try
Hold
that one
on.
more time.
Oh wow,
Let's see.
everything just dropped.
All right. She'll be right back with us, folks. Just Tamara. What's going on, Tamara? I see there's some family on there. Candy's on there with us. I see some. Okay. Let's see. All right. How's that one?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. I
Um,
think it may be if you click the speaker button on there, like the little cogwheel thing, we're going to try. The devil is trying it tonight, but we won't let him win. We're going to get it together, folks. Y'all just hang with us. We're going to get her to do a sample of that song. Let's see. Can you say something? Try something there. Hmm. Can you can you guys hear? Now I can't hear you myself. Try so. I think it might be your speaker setting on there. If you click the little cogwheel thing, the settings for the speaker. Hmm. Let's see. Okay. I think. Okay. Say
say
something.
something.
Yep. I can hear you.
Mm-mm.
That is
That's
so strange.
crazy.
That's strange. Yeah. Let's see. Let me
That is so weird.
let me do this another way. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this another
Can
way.
you hear me, Dr. Mike?
Well, we got you.
I can't hear anything.
Regenerate. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this.
And I
This.
don't know what happened, the reason why it all of a sudden kicked me out.
I think stream. Yeah, no. This is Dr. Spies. She was asking, are we using StreamYard? It's EVMUX, but they work the same. And I'm just wondering why.
I'm gonna try to log out completely again and then try to come back in and see if that'll work.
Well, yeah, I have
If y'all can still hear me. So I'm going to log all the way out.
Okay, and I'm gonna send you an email. Let's see if that works better. But yeah, let's see. Well, 1 second, good people. Sometimes it happens. It has not happened in a while, but sometimes it happens. Just bear with us. We will get right back with you. Send her a different link. Let's see. 1 second here. A different link is being sent. All right. 1 second, good people. Hang on with us. Gmail.com. Let's see here. New link. All right, we'll try
There
that.
we go. We don't need another link. That link works.
Oh, you okay? You don't okay? Oh, you just got the email there.
No, no, actually, I didn't get anything. I just
Okay.
completely locked out of everything.
Okay.
Look, your new link just came through.
Okay.
But I literally just went back to the original one like I had been doing. But for some reason, it kicked me completely out. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's strange. Sometimes, like if a person is utilizing their cell phone, and like say if somebody calls them or they get a text, I don't know if it's just something with the speakers and the setup. So
Now, I
that's
did get a
yeah,
text, so that's probably what it was.
yeah, it may be that. It's all good. Well, look, so we've got folks. They're still here hanging with us.
Thank you
Yeah,
guys for still being here.
yeah, absolutely. Dr. Claude Brunson, I see, is on Instagram. Big shout out to Dr. Claude Brunson, man, one of my mentors from UMC. Has been a very influential figure here in Mississippi. If you can hear me, Doc, just wanted to say a big hello to you and a big shout out. Quick Fix LLC, Fancy Fetish, what's going on? We got some folks in Instagram land. All right. We appreciate Dr. Spies. Thank you for your technical assistance. Uh, all right. But whoever's sending messages to Stephanie Luckett, don't send no more texts until we off this platform. Okay. We have to put you on do not disturb.
Listen, okay? Because my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. So but sometimes we run into that with when folks join with the cell phone. Sometimes that happens.
Gotcha.
All right, good people. So we were talking about what were we talking about? Oh, you were saying the butterfly tour. We were talking
Right,
about that.
right. And so previously, before Mariah Carey,
And
we actually had.
excuse me one second. Look, I put the comment up there. Look who it is. There's your boy. What's
Can't
going on,
see
big
it.
brother? Oh, you can see the graphics when we put them up there. See the
Mm.
comment. Well, this
Hanoi.
Kanoa. Yeah.
Hey, Hanoi.
What's going on, big brother? Yeah, man. Influential guy here, man. Good brother to know. Influential guy is amazing. Mr. Kanoy Brown, big shout out to you and all the brothers up there.
He's a sweetheart. He really. What is going on today, you guys? Like, it's just not wanting to that.
Okay.
There we go. What is
I don't know what that had. Like the camera turned around or something.
it? The camera turned completely around on its own at that.
Look,
It's okay because we're not gonna let the devil have any
oh, we
control
not.
of nothing
Oh,
that's going
absolutely,
on.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We're not the devil have any control. But no, so basically we sang with P Daddy first. He needed a youth choir. And so it was a couple people who um personally picked us to sing for the P. Diddy situation. He had a private concert that was going on, and he needed a choir to sing the Every Little Step I Take,
All right.
portion
That's right.
for missing it. And so I was picked along with one of my best friends, Tashiana, my sister, my brother, and a couple different other people in the choir. And then when Mariah Carey actually needed a choir herself, because he had actually put out footage of this private concert because it had Peter Guns, it had Shaq, it had Little Kim, it had several different other artists.
Mm-hmm.
And we were, of course, allowed to stay there for the actual concert
Ooh,
after we sang because we
that's
did get to
amazing.
sing. And so Mariah Carey, maybe a couple months later, needed a choir herself. And so she apparently reached out to some of her industry friends and they let them know about us. And so that's how we were given the opportunity, literally, in this big stadium
Wow.
that was full of people, thousands and thousands and thousands. Because again, this is Mariah Carey. She is literally doing her butterfly tour. Everybody had heard about the butterfly tour. Um, and so my mom still has a picture to this day of Mariah Carey walking down the steps and us literally sitting there looking at her like, oh my gosh, we are on stage
That's
with
amazing.
Mariah Carey. We learned the song 2 days prior to. one of her actual background singers, Melody Daniels, and it
Yeah.
was other ones, came to and helped us learn the actual backgrounds. And her choreographer actually came in at the time too, because we had to we had to literally, we were on stage. I never forget this, y'all. We were dressed in silver um, um, church robes with a white thing over it. And we had to sing the song and then walk down the steps and make us like a almost like a half a circle around her on stage and
Mm,
do the dance moves on stage.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I still even remember that to this day.
Right, exactly.
Um, but the crazy part is I have never seen footage of it. That's the only thing. I've never seen the footage of it because I never did watch the actual making of the tour, because that's what it was basically a video of, making the tour, making the butterfly tour. So
Wow,
that was in '95, and it aired on MTV. It
that's
aired on MTV. Yep.
that's like it's almost bringing back certain memories and goosebumps and stuff, because you remember in that age, in that era, like music, like the '90s.
Hmm.
I know everyone is going to argue like, what is the best decade? What's the best
For
music
me,
era?
it's the '90s.
It's the '90s
It's
for
the
me.
'90s. There's
All
the '90s for me. Like, you had Blackstreet. You had what is the group called? What is it? 9/11? Not a 9/11. Lord Jesus, my
okay.
God.
6702.
702. You
Yeah,
had Uncle Sam. Of course, R. Kelly. You had so many different artists. Brandy, Monica.
oh yeah,
You had so many artists that were out in the '90s. You had Missy Elliott. You had Tweet. You had Mariah Carey. You had all these artists. You had Peter Guns and
hmm,
Busta Rhymes, and
oh yeah,
these are '90s artists that were doing their thing at the time. Wu-Tang Clan, Method Man,
Method
Redman,
Man. That's it.
all of them were doing their thing at the time in the '90s. Even some artists that we remember, but we tend to forget. Um, so you had Sammy, you had so many different artists in the '90s. You had Lil Mo, you
Yeah.
had Cole, like you had so many different artists that we tend to forget about. Aaliyah, and
Oh man.
they just made music, and they made amazing music. You know, um, everybody did. You have some people that will argue that it's 2000s. No,
No, no. 2000 was good. I mean, it's a good era, but
yeah, but
'90s
no, like
was
you had D'Angelo, you can't beat that. Like,
'90s was that era. You I wanted to say let me switch over to Instagram
mhm,
and what's going on, Danica? Um, Miss Tamara Logan, who on Instagram is my high school classmate and good friend from Orlando, Florida. Shout out to Dr. Phillips High School. She said she made a comment. These are songs I've listened to on repeat that help remind me who I was after dealing with the wrong people. And she
mhm,
said I have a playlist for specific moods and
yeah,
inspiration, even down to getting dressed up. So and I wanted to know just a real quick pause for the cause, Stephanie. For those of you who are rejoining, I see some people got back on. I see my mom just joined. So big shout out to Lily James. And for those of you who don't know, for the new listeners, our new audience members, this is Telehealth Tuesday. We're live each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We're here for your listening and viewing pleasure and edification. And so this is a little bit of a different episode because honestly, one of my favorite artists is here with us and my friend. But the point of this is not just to even focus and talk about music, but how music really
help.
translates and helps with healing. And we know there have been so many studies, and I can give you the numbers on some of them. But even if you just think like anecdotally, you think about say a mother who's waiting to give birth, a pregnant woman, and she's there and she's visibly pregnant, and you can see you're looking either an ultrasound sonogram, and you're watching, baby, and you're looking at the baby's movements, and you can see the difference. They've done experiments where you put the headphones on the belly or have a speaker, and you might play something loud, rock music, rap, whatever, and then you change it to classical, you change it to jazz, and you can see alterations even in the baby's heart rate, their respiratory rate, and how they're moving around. This is something that can influence people even from before birth, like the example I'm giving. And so from before birth, womb to the tomb,
Hmm.
music is one of the, in addition to medicine, like laughter is a medicine. When we've had comedians on it. We had Glozell. We've had Nardo Blackman, who just did an amazing show at Johnny T's. So we've had comedians and we have recording artists now. These are people that they're not just entertainers, but these are things that truly enhance our lives and the care that we provide.
I believe that wholeheartedly. Um, Music, literally, to me, um, is just a way of expressing yourself, um, and getting you through the day sometimes. Most definitely getting you through the day sometimes. It translates in so when I say seeing people overseas, who don't even understand our language, and they have tears in their eyes when they listen, um, to a singer sing in America. Um, that is a completely different feeling. It really is. I've seen it so many times. I just love the way that music translates for people.
Absolutely.
I never forget when my daughter was younger. There was one particular song and literally she was an infant baby. But I knew she didn't like this song. It was a song the first time it came on, she was one of my favorite artists, Gwen Stefani. She had a
Mm,
song that was "Underneath It All." It was one of my favorite songs to sing.
I'm not even familiar with that one.
Oh yeah, I love, 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 love. This was when Gwen Stefani was a rock girl, and she was kind of, you know, going over into the pop world, but she still
Oh,
had her rock band and everything. She still had her band. Um, um, but when my daughter was in the car seat, as soon as the song came on, for some reason, and it's a happy song, but as soon as it came on, and that's for children, music does something different, especially when they're babies. Um, and I really kind of stopped listening to it after that because I didn't understand why my daughter, every time she heard the song, as soon as it came on, she frowned. She immediately started frowning. And
wow.
all of a sudden, you heard her just well out, like literally. Chanel had to be like maybe 3 months old, but her face would frown up. She turned red and she would immediately start crying. And I would look like, this is my favorite song, but I can't listen to it if my baby and it never failed because when I turned to a different song, she was fine. And one day I literally got my friend in the car, Kelly Young from New Hope, one of my best friends. Um, she was in a car and I said, "Friend, listen, watch this, because I don't know what this is, but every time she hears this song, she hates it." And so I played it. And she did the same thing that she would normally do. She frowned up and started crying. You know how babies are. That's what she did. She did every single time. And then um, I would change the channel and let her listen to something different, and she would drop her tears and start smiling.
Yeah.
It was something about that song, and I honestly haven't listened to it since.
Wow, that's amazing. It's wanted to read a comment real quick from Dr. Spies here. She said, My daughter played gospel throughout her entire pregnancy,
Mhm.
and my grandson. The other day we were babysitting him, and my husband put on gospel music because he was a little fussy, and he calms completely down. And that's so. So basically, yeah, she wrote that comment when I was making the comments about the effect of music on
Yeah,
babies. Yeah, and that is definitely a thing.
yeah.
Um,
And even us as adults, because um,
oh
I
yeah,
I
absolutely.
I will never forget going through COVID. And I don't know if for the people who are on here in Jackson that are from Jackson, I was one of the first people to announce that I had COVID on social
I
media.
remember that. Mhm.
At the time there were so many rumors. You had people on coming on, doing podcasts, going on their lives, saying
Mhm.
that only our other brothers and sisters could get it. We couldn't get
Yeah,
it.
right, right.
You had so many things that were being said that were false out there, and I didn't just put it out there just because I had literally just did a show, literally just did a show, um, and I just wanted to tell people because I couldn't tell them individually, even though I don't stick and stay. um, However, I did want to get those false statements that people were saying. I wanted them people to know, hey, someone who has COVID, right? And so during my time of um um of healing for COVID and trying to get over COVID, at the time it was 14 days. It was 14 days. One of my friends called me and she said, Stephanie, I don't know what you're doing. Um, However, my friend wanted me to tell you this. She said God put it in her heart to tell me
Mhm.
to listen to nothing but gospel music the whole time that I was down.
Mm.
The entire that time that I was down. Um, I was on the verge of panic attacks,
Yeah.
trying to make sure my children didn't get sick, which I thank God they never did catch COVID.
And praise
I
God
was
for
in the
it.
house
Praise
with
God.
them. My son had actually eaten off a plate. I was mad at him because the day before I found out I had COVID, he was
What?
eating my chicken.
So, so you wait a minute. So you're telling me that even in the same house eating the chicken off your plate, that God protected
He
them from
protected.
COVID?
I'm gonna be honest. And I don't think I've ever told anyone this. Um, the day that I got tested for COVID, um, and I always tell people, God has his times where he speaks to me. And
Mhm.
when I say I believe that wholeheartedly. God has his times where he speaks to me. Because before I got the phone call that I had COVID, 15 minutes before I got the call, a voice spoke to me and said, I'm gonna make an example out of you.
Wow.
I literally, a voice said, I'm gonna make you an example. I didn't know what it meant at the time, and 15 minutes later, I got the call that I had COVID. A day later, I put up the status that I had COVID to people for people to stop saying, you know. Um,
Right.
um, but um, that within that same day, even before I made the announcement, I moved everything, moved myself upstairs. I just didn't want my children to catch anything. My room was downstairs. um my kids room was upstairs. Of course, downstairs has the kitchen and everything else, so I knew they could fix food for me, but I couldn't fix anything for them, and if they were upstairs they couldn't be around me. And so I moved upstairs. I'm telling y'all, when I say everything I did, my kids were always protected. They
Amen.
fixed me food and would sit food at the top of the table at the top of the stairs and say, Mom, you can come out, call me and say, Mom, you can come out. No, are y'all all the way downstairs yet? I need y'all to be all the way downstairs before I come, get my food.
Mhm.
But even still, but even before all that, um, he spoke to me again because we were trying to go get my kids tested the same day that I found out that I had COVID.
Wow.
And so at the time, I don't know if you guys remember, if you weren't having symptoms, they weren't trying to test you.
That's right.
They were
That's
not
right.
trying to test you at all. But the mother in me would not let that be.
That's right.
So I ended up, it was actually the MEA clinic,
Hmm.
in across the spillway. actually, I told them what was going on, and they told me to bring my children in, and I did. Well, I did. My mother did, and they didn't have it.
Amen.
But the again, when I say he speaks. You just have to listen, because he literally said to me before when they were walking out the door, "Your kids are okay. I got them."
Amen to that.
Yeah. So when they came back, and the test came back that they were negative. My daughter has never had it. My daughter has never had COVID. I've
Praise
had it at least 3 or 4 times, and my
praise.
daughter's never had it. My son, when he moved from the house, when he moved, that's when he got it. He caught it 3 times when he left home. But before that, while he was there, he didn't catch it. So again, and going back to the statement before, um, I literally listened to gospel music the whole time, which I was already a gospel, music listener. I'm a church girl.
Mhm.
I believe in God. I believe in everything
Amen.
that He has for me. So, um, I literally I listen to gospel music every single day. Um, I think her name is Miranda Curtis. Miranda Curtis was my
Okay.
go-to. Curtis was my go-to every single day. She has this one song where at the end, and I'm telling you, it was every day I listened to this song. She had this one song where she basically in the song talks about how she wasn't feeling well, and one day they told her that she basically looked pale, and she went to the doctor, and her sugar was, I believe, over, like it was almost, I want to say it 1,000.
Oh, so she had some DKA.
Yeah, she
Okay,
had
DKA.
her sugar was so high, they actually thought that she was about to die. They thought she was about to die. Um, she no, she found out that day that she was actually a diabetic and had no clue that she was a diabetic. Um, and so they put her on a shot. They put her on pills. From my understanding, she was put on a whole lot of different things, and she told the Lord, "Give me a year. Give me a year. I'm about to work and get this off of me." And she did. She really did. Um, I am. I have PCOS. My daughter has PCOS. As well. So for those who don't know, it's almost like a hormonal. Well, it is. Um, and so my sugar intake, me being diabetic myself, comes from, most of it comes from being a person that has PCOS,
That's
because our what is it called, insulin.
what insulin resistant. You mean?
Hmm. Yeah. So for us, for people with PCOS, there's a couple things. um your sugar, um your hormones, of course, your menstrual cycles, sometimes not even being fertile enough to have children. That's why my doctors were so shocked that I had two back to back. Um, and sometimes with my PCOS, if I don't take care of it properly, it affects my vocal cords.
Mm,
So I have to take care of my body. I have to take care of my body. Um, Weight is also an issue with PCOS. With PCOS, it's crazy because working out. I work out now, and people with PCOS, you can't work out for a long period of time because it's stressful. And for a person with PCOS, the more stress that you have, the
mhm.
harder it is to lose weight. So, of course, when you work out, that sometimes can stress the body out.
That's right.
So, therefore, with someone with PCOS, excuse me, You can't do the long amount and hard workouts that you would see somebody else do. It has to be, a certain amount of time, and then you leave it alone, and then you go back the next day. Sleep insomnia is a problem with PCOS as well. Um, and then the other thing that a lot of minority women don't know is we see the acne, we see the hair and everything else, and we immediately think that, this is just something that's, normal. No, a lot of times that means that you have PCOS, and you may need to get that checked, because later on that can lead to something like cancer, or, something like that.
That's right.
So, I tell people all the time when they tell me what their symptoms are. It's funny, I have friends that will tell me their symptoms, and I'm like, hey, so have you ever went to go get checked out for PCOS? No, what is that? When I begin to tell them, they're like, you know what? Maybe I should. Yeah, maybe you should. It's very known in especially African American women.
It is. Well, one of the things, Stephanie, I'm so glad and I appreciate you being transparent enough to tell everybody about, your 3 or 4 experiences with COVID, and especially PCOS, because that's one of those things in our community. And we always, I got to take this moment to put in a big, big plug for primary care, because, I've enjoyed my career so far in hospital medicine. That was my entire career up until this year when I went full time back into primary.
Hmm.
And the benefit of primary care is so that we can diagnose and catch these things. And I always tell people, and I honestly, I don't think we focus on PCOS enough, but we talk about cancer more so, especially diabetes, cancer, hypertension. But most of these types of cancer, like the really common ones, breast cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, these are all things that can be, these are able to be, that are detectable, that we can screen for these. A lot of times we can, if we can't prevent it, but a lot of times we can treat it. You
Hmm.
don't have to die from it. And
Right.
so people, they need to go to their doctor. And if it is a female patient who's experiencing, like you talked about, excess hair growth, irregularity in the menstrual cycle, fatigue, what else? There's different differences. Actually, your hair can thin. You might have
Hmm.
thinning hair in some aspects, but for a
Yep.
woman, but have excess hair on the chest and chin, and darkened skin patches. A lot of
Yeah.
people confuse that with the hair issue with hypothyroidism, which is low functioning thyroid, or they confuse it with, do I just either have acne, or do I have with the darkened skin patches, diabetes? And it could be one or the other.
Yeah.
That's why you need to take your behind
To the
to the
doctor.
doctor. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to
Yeah.
put that in there. We got a question from my friend Miss Baker here. She says, "What type of diet do you have in place for PCOS?"
So for me, I know there are things that I definitely cut out. Um, One of those being starches. So like breads. If I do eat bread, it's something like a grain, or fiber. I don't eat white bread at all. I stopped drinking milk. I don't do milk at all. I do almond based. Um, Really pretty much almond based on everything, even with my coffee. My coffee creamer is almond or oatmeal based. I do not do red meat. I do not do red meat at all. I don't do pork at all. I don't do pork. I don't do red
Yeah.
meat.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah. Because I do know that those are things that are not good for PCOS. I've researched, even for the sake of my daughter, researched as well. I don't drink sodas at all. If I want to drink a soda, I'm gonna be honest. If I want to drink a soda, or I need something with a little bit of sweetness in it, most of the time what I'll do is, and I know this is probably gonna sound weird to somebody, but for me, I'll go get something like some juice that is 100% juice. like some cranberry juice or something like that, which doesn't have that much of sugar in it. And then I'll mix it with some sparkling water. That's zero sugar, like literally just sparkling water. And then I'll take a thing of honey and I'll put that inside of the drink. Or I'll take lemon juice, squeeze some lemons. I'll squeeze some lemons, do some sparkling water, and put honey inside of it. That's it. Basically tastes like a Sprite to me. I don't even do zero sugar drinks. I really don't do zero sugar drinks because I just kind of feel like still a lot in them. I try to stay away from fried food. It is only every now and then that I will crave like a hash brown or some fries or something like that. But the most of everything, like I have a craving. I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
I have to have a cucumber every single day. Like literally
A
a raw
cucumber,
cucumber cut up. I will go to Kroger's. They have those
really?
pre-cut up $5 thing of cucumbers. I'll eat those. I love fruit. I love fruit, especially watermelons, um, mangoes, pineapples. I love a good salad. I do. I love a good salad. I try to substitute a lot of things as well. So if I want to do a wrap, like a chicken wrap,
Hmm.
I'll do a chicken wrap, but I'll use the spinach wrap instead of using the flour tortilla wraps. If
Okay.
I want to make tacos, I'll use turkey meat instead of making beef. And I'll use like the little either I'll do the cucumbers and put it in there, or I can do zucchini, do the same thing, scoop it out, put the same thing, or I'll do the little lettuce boats. I do lettuce boats as well. This is a journey that I really just kind of started, and I've done it before and lost a whole lot of weight. So I'm in my older age, of course. I'm trying to do it now. I've lost a little bit of weight, and I'm seeing it, kind of go come off of me little bit by little bit.
Hmm.
And because of that, I want to continue to keep doing it. So me eating healthier has been a big help for me.
That's awesome. She had a follow up question about ketogenic dieting. I want everybody to know, we talk about ketogenic diet and all that. So there's so many diets that are fads out there, and you
Yeah.
you have to be careful. And again, if this is something you're interested in, and it's well, really, whether you have chronic issues or healthcare problems or not, you still should consult with your medical provider
Yeah.
first. But before you're doing things like the ketogenic diet, to answer that question, is, and for those of you that don't know, those are food, concentrating on foods that are high in fat, very,
Hmm.
very low carbohydrates, and moderate to heavy in protein. So even though I know we just learned that Stephanie is not eating meat, but people who focus on fatty foods like a fatty steak, different poultry, things like that, salmon, tuna, mackerel, those are the types of meats that are high in fat. Then you have eggs. You've got healthy fats and things such
Hmm.
as olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, nuts and seeds. People like that, they focus on that with a ketogenic diet, avoiding the carbs. So, like I said, it's similar to the ADA diet, which is American Diabetes Association, a diabetic diet, but where there is a concentration on more fat and protein. But both of those diets are similar in that they're low in carbohydrates. So, real quick, pause for the cause one last time. This is Telehealth Tuesday. We're here each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We are here live with the incomparable Stephanie Luckett, uh, singer, songwriter, amazing recording artist, all on her own. But in addition to that, she has performed with some of the biggest names on earth, and we talked about that all the way from the tender age of 14, 15, all throughout. But look, Stephanie, before we go any further, and I'm going to see if you might be willing to stay with us maybe till 8:10. I know that we had a little technical difficulty. Are you able
Yeah,
to?
it's fine.
Okay, 10 minutes extra, folks. So please make sure to get your questions, comments in. But Stephanie, I know that somebody put the microphone up to Mary. She put the microphone symbol on Instagram. I got to put a little bit of pressure on you, my friend.
Oh my Lord.
Your voice is sounding pretty decent to me. even if
With my talking voice is fine. Y'all see I'm steadily coughing. Jesus.
well,
What we got?
even if we could get like two or three sentences from whatever your favorite song, or if you want to do the so the title of that song is it "She Ain't Me"? What's the title of your new?
No, it shall never be me.
Excuse me, she'll never be me. Do you? Could you give us a little bit? I'm telling you,
Ooh,
we got it. They
I'm
want to
gonna
hear
try
something.
a little bit. Now listen, y'all don't repost this if it sounds a mess.
All right, Terrell Moses is on, and from Instagram, who else is on? There's some other
Hey
musicians.
Terrell.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, we won't. Yeah, go
We
for it.
just gonna do a little bit. Let's pray.
Let's do it.
She'll never be me. She'll never cook your favorite foods to set the mood, to make you feel good. She'll never be me. She'll never uplift your pride. Stand by your side. I'll be your ride or die. She'll never be me, no. Now y'all know I would do better than that. But
Listen,
because Mike wanted it and because y'all wanted it, there you go.
Dr. Spine said, please sing. Was all. They got
Thank
to
you.
get your new single. Where can people get that?
I am on all platforms. All musical platforms. The name is spelled. I don't. So a lot of people. That's what I'm trying to get people to kind of go to now. My artist name is Stephanie, Stephunie. Let me spell it again. It is Stephunie. But when I'm doing, of course, podcasts like these, I do like to go by my regular name, which is Stephanie Luckett. I wanted my artist name to be shortened, but as well as be different, but still be Stephanie. So that's what we came up with, or what I came with in spelling it, Stephanie. But you can definitely find it on YouTube. Any of my music on YouTube, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify. I made sure that my music is everywhere, even overseas for the different platforms that they have there. My music is there as well.
That's awesome. And is there now, real quick, is there, because I see some people, other people even logged on, because you don't know this, but I did tell them on Facebook, we're going to get her to sing. Is there anything else that you may want to, a little bit of your favorite song?
As far as what?
Oh, whatever your favorite, like something that really ministers to you that
You
you
mean singing? You want me to sing again?
well, I would just say I see some more people have jumped on. I think they might
Mike,
have heard
I'm
you.
going to get you.
Okay, all right. Look, it's like two sentences of anything that comes to mind that you love hearing that ministers to you.
Um, I thank you for it all. The good, bad, the ugly, great and small. In times of victory and when I fall. I'm so grateful for you for having it all. I thank you for my tears.
Mm.
Woo! Yeah. I'm sorry, I
Oh
can't sing
yeah.
that one.
Woo!
I can't sing that one. That is
Wow.
when I say
Wow.
Marvin Sapp and that song. That is my go-to song. That is my go-to song. Even when I'm at work, my boss asked me, Miss Kamisha Hill, she had asked all of us what was our go-to songs. She had a meeting one time and on Zoom, and she just asked the question. She said, um, "What I want to know what everyone's song that helps them, go when they're going through. What is that song? That's my song.
Mm.
Single time. Um, just the lyrics alone, which I'm bad at lyrics. I really am. However, I thank you for it all. The good, bad, the ugly, great and small. In
Amen.
times of victory and when I fall. I'm just grateful that I'm still standing tall. Like
Wow.
those words in itself, through my music career, through my my career period, through my situational, and I'm gonna give a little bit of my testimony. I am a domestic violence survivor. um, my ex-husband mentally and physically abused me, not just when we got married, but even before. In college, I had never dealt with physical abuse ever, because I was just that strong of a woman, and that strong of a girl. But when you fall in love with someone and the devil takes your mind, um, and you're being told, um, that you can't leave. You're a church girl, and so you're being told you can't leave. You got to listen to the Bible. Divorce is a sin, and it's almost like you don't have anybody else that you can really call, because he doesn't want you to call your family, because he knows what your family is saying. Um, and so I used to always have songs that helped me, and one of those songs, Kelly Price song, and it's crazy because my class mate in college gave me the song. It was Kelly. It wasn't a Kelly Price song, but um, that song. Every time someone asked me to sing it or sing something, even if it was his family, that was a song that I sang. I don't know about tomorrow. I just live from day to day. And I didn't know at the time why I
Mm.
always would sing that particular song. I later on in life realized, um, I sang it because I did need to know during that time, who was holding my hand through it all.
Wow.
Mentally and physically, the abuse that I went through, even being pregnant with both our children, and one day being woken up to a gun in my face,
Oh my God.
and him wanting to know everything that my family was saying about me or about him. And I was scared to tell him what my family was actually saying, because if he didn't shoot me then, he was gonna definitely shoot me then. um, and so it was actually his cousin and his mother who basically told me I needed to leave. Who told me I needed to leave. And when I did leave, I said a prayer. Lord, whatever it is that I see in this person, please open my eyes to see what everyone else is seeing. Very next day, he tried to call me, and I was sick to my stomach just hearing his voice. But I say all that to say I was a single mother who had no help, none. I went through every welfare it was. I did. And this is just me giving my testimony. It's something I've never said before.
Yeah.
Um, but I literally went through just trying to take care of my children, trying to take care of my children. And though I had family, I did have family, and my family helped. I still needed the help, Um, the ending of all that is, um my children have always been well taken care of. My children, um, I like when I say y'all, and again, I'm giving my testimony now.
Yeah.
I went through TANF, I went through Medicaid, I went through food stamps, I went through all those things. By the time my children made it to middle school, I worked so hard to the point where, and I kept saying, I'm not going to be on this forever. I refuse to be on this forever.
Absolutely.
And so by the time my children made it to middle school, I had been taken off of everything because I had a great job. I literally was living on my own in my own home. Um, by the time my children made it to high school, I literally needed no help to do anything. And this is all God's doing, okay?
Amen.
To now in February. Now get this, y'all, okay? We talk about the music. We talk about the music. We talk about the music. Because God has taken my music career in so many different ways, in so many different levels. Especially here in Jackson with a lot of the younger artists that are coming up. They don't know this struggle that I went through. Some people do. Some people do know that struggle that I went through. Some people do. Like my friends Kelly and Darius, they know what I actually went through um, in raising my children and everything else. Um, but as of February of this year, um, I went from, so listen, y'all, again, this ain't nothing but God. We talk about the things that's happened musically, but we don't, a lot of times we don't talk about the work life and just life in general, the personal things.
Mhm.
Um, So been praying for a long time. Um, Worked for Jackson State now for 11 years. I started off as the postal clerk inside the mailroom. My boss saw something in me and decided to make me her administrative assistant. Now, I learned so much from that job. And she saw a need for me to be back in postal and she put me down there as the manager. I am the manager of postal services. And Jackson State supports my music career 1,000%, 100,000%. Um, I'm able to tour. I'm able to do performances and everything. They even hire me for some of their things. Right.
Amen.
Um, have gone from that to again the postal manager. And I'm saying this because I want somebody to understand this. Yes, it is important to get your education, but when God puts you in a position,
Come
there's
on, say that.
no it's just a part of his plan. um I am the manager of the postal services, and I make more than I think I ever have in my life. um I literally moved into my own house. I was living in apartments and in townhouses. I live in my own house as
Praise
of
God.
February. My
Praise
daughter is a graduate of Jackson State University and is currently working at MDOT. My son is a college graduate and he is now working himself. We're
praise.
trying to get him at Jackson State.
All right.
But we have my children are grown.
Amen.
My
Amen.
children are grown. They are respectable young men and young women, both of them.
Amen.
um, I can't ask for anything more. God has really been good. So, I say all that to say, people don't know my testimony.
No,
But
I
this
never heard that.
yeah, that's the reason why I go so hard for not just what I do, because I also want my children see me living my dream and they see me working hard to live my dream. And that's one thing that I wanted to make sure that they saw, because I don't want them to ever give up on something that they want to do, you know? So they see me working all the time. They see me working hard on both my jobs. Sometimes my daughter even sit there and say, "Mom, you need to rest. You need to rest. You're gone every weekend. You work during the week. You're always working. You need to rest." And sometimes I try to take her advice, because if listen, if I don't take her advice, my body is gonna tell me, "Hey,
Don't
we
tell you.
finna shut down.
That's right.
We're finna shut down. You need to start listening. We're finna shut down."
Yeah.
Um, so that's why people see me go so hard
Yeah.
every single time. It's for that very reason.
I mean, Stephanie, I'm telling you, I you you almost had me getting out of this chair, Stephanie. I'm telling you, because I've known you now I've been in Mississippi 12 years. But anyway, I never knew some of those things you just shared. And I know, and like you said, it's not something that you would just go around
Hmm.
telling people, but I'm so glad and thankful for you, being transparent and feeling comfortable enough to share that, because I don't know if you still see them, but we've got several comments. Even my mom is in there. Lily James has said, "God is so good. Thank you for sharing." And
Thank you.
yeah, I mean, I think that is so amazing to see the person that, not only when I first met you, and I can even see the difference now in just these what 8, 9 years or so. But just and so to where God has taken you, and to where He's going to take you. You probably, even though you've done all those big things and been on those stages, you probably haven't even hit half of what He's got in store for you. You know, and
Listen, I'm a true believer in following his plan. Um, he gives you signs when it's not what he wants you to do. He definitely gives you signs. He gave, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna be honest. During my domestic violence situation, did he give me signs? Yeah, he did. He gave me signs, and I chose to ignore them. But when I finally started listening, um, when I finally started listening, um, it's not even a just like he started elevating me in so many different ways. Um, Again, I've and if you notice, I don't talk bad about my husband. I didn't talk bad about.
no, no, you never
I
have,
don't
never.
talk about, and even now, and even with my children, I never talk bad about what happened. What my children don't know to this day that their
Oh,
father did this or that to me, because it's not a conversation that I chose to have with them, but it is a conversation where I've had the conversation with my daughter to say, hey. You are a beautiful black woman, and this is what you don't deserve, and this is what you don't do. And if you see something happening like this is what you do to that situation. And I've also
mhm.
had that conversation with my son. You don't put your hands on a female. You don't put your hands on a woman.
Absolutely.
You're always respectful, but it's because of what I've been through, and because I don't want to have that conversation with them. Um, for me, whatever perception they were going to have about their father was going to be the perception that he gave to them,
That he gave.
not what Stephanie put in their heads. So I never talked good and I never talked bad. I never did either one. Um, I just let him decide if he wanted to have a relationship with him. And because he didn't want to have, he chose not to. Um, you know, that was the perception that they had from him. But it's not to say that they haven't had, father figures in their lives. My uncles, my cousins, my friends. Like I have so many different friends that are guys, Darius, Justin, and several different others who have literally been that stepping stone for my son and for my daughter, and I thank them for that. But again, me giving my testimony today and just kind of going in depth with what I've been through in life and the reason why I sing the way I sing,
Mhm.
and the reason why I go so hard. Um, it boils down to my children and the things that I've been through in life. The things that I've been through in life. Um, so yeah, I see Remy on here,
I
one
said,
of my
yeah.
favorite people. Hey, Remy.
What's going on, my brother? Good to see you. I'm sure y'all saw each other at the music
We
awards.
did. We
Oh,
took pictures. I made sure to repost it.
and Remy, and look, and I want to give a big shout out to Entertain Jackson and Remy. He's become a brother to me. This is a family, and man, this guy, and I know you know this, Stephanie. This
Mhm.
is truly one of the people right here in Jackson who promotes and celebrates
Very much so.
everybody,
Very much so.
everybody. And
Very much
so,
so.
yeah, big shout out to you, and also, oh, Stephanie, how can I forget? Last night at the Jackson Music Awards, you won not one but two awards:
Did.
Entertainer of the Year and Female Vocalist of the Year.
I did. That I
You-
did. This is, I think, the fourth year in a row. It is. It's the fourth year in a row. Yes, it has.
And that's huge.
Thank you.
That is
Thank you.
huge.
Listen, normally I'm there either singing background or I'm doing a tribute of someone else's music, doing a tribute to someone with their music. This year I performed as an artist with my own music. It was an amazing feeling looking out in the crowd, seeing people stand up, seeing people sing my songs, knowing it word for word, and seeing artists that knew my songs and was singing it word for word. I took so many pictures, and this was the first year that I actually stayed to the very, 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 very end, took pictures afterwards, everything. So I really enjoyed myself. shout outs to the Jackson Music Awards, Lee King, Jesse Thomas, Donovan Scott, and Daryl Simmons. Amazing, amazing crew. And the whole entire staff. They are so sweet. I love all of them. Miss Diamond, I ain't forgot about you. Thank you so, 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 so much. And the band, Will Brown,
Oh yeah.
DeQuan Curry, D. Curry, Terrence Evans, Stanley Dixon was back there as well playing like an amazing band. I got nervous for a second, and at the end of my song, "She'll Never Be Me," I thought in my head, "Where do I go next?" And they picked up immediately and started playing the song. So I thank them so 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 much. Jeter Jones, wow, who else? Big Yayo, just to name a few. Omar Cunningham, all of them. I appreciate all of them. Um, Such sweethearts helped me in this game so much. And just can't wait to look to see what the future holds. We got some new music that is definitely coming out within the next couple months. Um in this Southern Soul game that I just love so 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 much. Southern Soul has a different feel for me, so I can't wait. I can't wait to see to y'all for y'all to see what we got coming ahead.
Absolutely. Well, look, I'm gonna leave it there. I know you stayed with us 8:13. I really appreciate that. This meant the world to me, Stephanie, and I want to give you the opportunity to again for the people that are on the tail end of the show.
Mhm.
Please let them know where they can see you, what you're doing next, the name of your new single, anything that you want them to know, where they can come and support you. Just let us know.
Okay.
Take it away.
So, of course, just come to my page, Stephanie Luckett, or go to my artist page, which is Stephanie, Stefunie. Um, um, I will always post where I'm going next for those that want to know what performances I have coming up. The next single that is coming out is called Country Life. It was written by Katrina Anderson from Memphis. So we'll have three actually that'll be coming out: Country Life, Man Eater, and A Real Good Man. So those three are the singles that'll be coming out on Southern Soul. You can find me, of course, on all social media outlets. For Facebook, it is Stephanie, or you can go under Stephanie Luckett. That is my personal page. For TikTok and Instagram, it is Stephanie Music. That is STEFUNIE Music. And again, you can find my music on all platforms, every platform. You can find it on every platform. Follow me, please.
Absolutely. Good people, you've heard it there. And again, we want to extend a very special, send our gratitude and a huge thank you to my friend. Again, I use the word incomparable all the time. I think that that's amazing. The incomparable Stephanie Luckett. One more time, good people, Stephanie Luckett.
Guys, so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you, bro. I
Abs-
appreciate you. I
Absolutely.
appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Complete honor. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And look, I'm going to do my closing. And then if you'll just stick around right as soon as we go off live, if you'll just stick on with us.
Okay.
So just hang on a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another amazing episode of Telehealth Tuesday. Again, this is your go to podcast for insights on modern healthcare and wellness solutions. Next week, we are going to have another amazing guest. You'll see. Make sure. And look, I'm not going to even spoil it tonight. You got to go to Dr. B TV. Doctor, the word spelled out, DOCTOR, the letter B as in boy, TV on YouTube, and click subscribe to find out who's coming. But you don't want to miss this one either. I'm telling you, every week we're going higher and higher. So, with that said, join us next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. God willing, we'll see you always on a Tuesday. And look, make sure to bring a friend with you. Next time, let us know. Please help us by sharing this information. Our brother Remy always helps us. As we said, he's always sharing people's flyers. Please make sure you guys follow suit. Bring somebody with you. If you want to be on the show or you know somebody who'd be interesting and you want them to be featured, make sure to DM us or email us, okay? We'd love to hear from you. So, this is the place where we treat and discuss mind, body, and soul. And remember, as always, true wealth begins with good health. See you next time.